Hello and welcome into today's edition of the Arizona State Sun Devils Insider Podcast. My name is Kevin Hicks, and I am your lead beat writer for Arizona State Sun Devils on SI, and I will be joining you today as I have every day for the last month plus and every day moving forward. And I'm so grateful to be the beat writer. Um, if you've been here with me before, you know the drill. Please follow me on X at khicks_21 if you get the chance. I will be boots on the ground at Arizona State football practices in short order, getting footage of practice when I can, press conferences, everything in between, along with being at games. And yeah, I'm so excited for it. The season is just over 2 months away, and can't wait to get in the swing of things in my first season covering the Arizona State Sun Devils. Um, yeah, so grateful for the opportunity. So grateful that I'm getting all the support. I couldn't do it without you all. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into today's episode. So today, this has been a topic that's been discussed before and is frequent topic amongst the fans of Arizona State and honestly NFL draft fans at large. But Matt Miller and Jordyn Reed, NFL draft experts, released their top five position players at each position as prospects in the upcoming 2026 NFL draft just a couple of days ago. And there's only one Arizona State Sun Devil featured on that list, and that is Jordyn Tyson. So I also wanted to talk about Sam Leavitt, but let's talk about Tyson for a moment. So Miller and Reed both have Tyson ranked as their second best prospect at the wide receiver position going into the 2026 NFL draft. Antonio Williams of Clemson is over Tyson, according to Miller, and Jacoby Lane of USC, and actually an Arizona product that nearly signed with Arizona State coming out of high school, is Reed's number one prospect. But Tyson, regardless of where he goes in the NFL draft, he is probably slotted to be a first round pick in the draft. He's requisite size to be an NFL receiver. He has requisite athleticism, very smooth route runner, very fluid and consistent on a play-to-play basis, very good at beating press coverage on his release. He does have trouble with drops on occasion. Uh, he is a willing blocker, but sometimes bigger DBs will prevail over him more than you'd like. But there's still so much to like about Tyson. People don't give him enough credit for being as consistent as he was last season. He only had 2 games under 50 yards, 3 games under 50 yards all season, 120 yards against Texas State, 76 yards against Kansas and 2 touchdowns, 84 yards against Utah, 108 yards against Cincinnati, 108 out of 155 yards that Jeff Sims threw that game, accounted by Jordyn Tyson. 81 receiving yards against Oklahoma State, 99 against UCF, 176 against Kansas State, 125 against BYU, 143 against Arizona. So 4 of his last 7 games yielded 100 yards or more, and one of them was a 99-yard performance. And the BYU and Kansas State games were against quality defenses too, so you can't even stickle at him for that. You can't even be a stickler for playing weak defenses because he shredded 3 or 4 really strong defenses throughout the course of the season. Tyson is in position to contend for the Blintikoff Award this season, although Jeremiah Smith and Ryan Williams are in the picture as well. But because Smith and Williams aren't in the picture for the NFL draft, as both of them are currently sophomores, he could be the wide receiver one in the 2026 draft. That is very possible. The Texas product could go from being on a paltry Colorado squad to being on an Arizona State squad that wins consecutive Big 12 titles. Hines Ward and Kenny Dillingham helped develop him into a high first round draft pick. That would be the storybook ending for the Sun Devils at this moment. Let's go to quarterback. So Sam Leavitt was left off of both of their lists. So Miller's top five was Kay Klubnik from Clemson, Garrett Nussmeier from LSU, Fernando Mendoza from Indiana, Lenora Sellers from South Carolina, and Drew Aller from Penn State. Reed's list was the same in a different order, but no disrespect to Fernando Mendoza whatsoever. Fernando Mendoza had a quality season at Cal as a sophomore after struggling a bit as a freshman. Really, the only thing to like more about Mendoza than Leavitt is his size. He's listed at 6'5", while Leavitt is 6'2", but Leavitt is better out of structure. Leavitt likely has a better raw arm, even though he is of smaller stature. Leavitt is a better athlete. Leavitt has the intangibles that a lot of these guys in the top five just don't have at the moment. Don't get me wrong, Lenore Sellers is a phenomenal prospect, great physicals, underrated intangibles, but he's just not quite there as a passer yet. He still has a ways to go. Garrett Nussmeier, same thing. Leavitt does have a reckless nature to him at times, but Nussmeier is a completely different level, if you know what I mean. It's just sometimes you watch Nussmeier play and you shake your head. He's a phenomenal prospect, probably a top five prospect, but not over Sam Leavitt. Just from a neutral perspective, just based off watching all these guys. K. Klubnik, that's fair. Klubnik is pretty similar to Leavitt. He does have a little more pedigree at this moment, a little bit older, so that is fair. Drew Aller, not as great out of structure, not as great of an athlete, but definitely a bigger frame, uh, probably a bigger arm, probably the most natural arm talent in this draft. Yeah, if you were to ask me at this moment, Leavitt would probably be anywhere from QB2 to QB4. But this is a phenomenal QB draft. There's a lot to like out here. Even a guy like John Mateer from Oklahoma could be project to be a top 5 or 6 quarterback in the 2026 draft. But Leavitt should be there. He earned his stripes over the second half of the 2024 season. He really proved that he belonged, especially in a game like UCF without Cam Skattebo, and even in the Texas game. His raw stat line against Texas didn't look awesome, but he was running for his life the entire game against that incredible Texas D-line. He really didn't have much support at the receiver position since Tyson was out, and he showed what he could do as a playmaker. And really, there's nothing you can do but tip your cap at Leavitt. He is probably going to be a first-round draft pick in 2026, and that would mean that Arizona State has a great 2025 season in hand with that. All right. Thank you so much for tuning in today. It's been an absolute pleasure spending the last 8 minutes with you. Let's see what Sam Leavitt and Jordyn Tyson can do this season. They are two of the keys to the Arizona State season in 2025, as most Arizona State fans are aware of. Once again, please follow me on X if you get a chance at khicks_21. Your support means the world to me. Thank you so much for tuning in today, and I'll see you tomorrow.